All right, so we're just gonna get into it today, working on the F100 again. I need to get the engine pulled, engine transmission pulled. So I'm gonna get the truck pulled out into the middle of the garage here, get all this stuff that's buried under it out of the way, and see what we get into. Hopefully, removing these exhaust manifolds isn't too much of a pain. It looks like all the bolts are pretty well rusted on there. Anyways, yeah, so let's get into it. Got it rolled into the middle of the garage, so hopefully I can use this area right in here to pull the motor and transmission out of the way, and I have plenty of room over here to get under the truck, and same with this other side. It's nice having everything on wheels. I got my old FJ axles on Harbor Freight cast or whatever, and it's nice for just rolling them back and forth until I'm able to get it outside. So pulling the engine's not too fun to watch. I'm just gonna time lapse it, and then I'll update as I run into problems and whatnot. So what I'm gonna do next is get the truck off the jack stand dollies and put jack stands under the front, get it lifted up a little bit, so then I can get the transmission cross member unbolted, and then some of the exhaust stuff along with maybe engine mounts and whatnot. I'm not super familiar with these engines, so as I go, it's I'm kind of finding out where grounds are, and also it seems like every bolt is a different size, which is annoying. So it's just kind of a different learning experience on this engine, and I'm definitely learning as I go. All right, I got everything undone. I believe it's being held up by the engine hoist here. I built this carburetor mount hoist hook there the other day. I got the transmission cross member out of the way. It's right there. Got it out of the way so the transmission can drop down as far as possible, and I got the passenger side exhaust manifold off without breaking any bolts. I tried to do the same on the driver's side, but I ended up breaking the first bolt that I tried to pull out, and it's not looking like this manifold is going to want to clear very easily. I'll give it a few shots, but if it doesn't want to come out, or if I can't get the whole engine high enough, then I'll have to pull that out. I could just cut this engine mount, but I don't know if I'm going to use that or not for the engine mount on the Crown Vic sides of everything. So I guess we'll see. Got the motor out. Wasn't too bad. I think you could see from the clip I was having a little bit of troubles. On this side I left the exhaust manifold on, and it was kind of hitting there, and then on the passenger side here, one of the bell housing bolts got stuck right under here and kind of got wedged and was pulling the whole chassis up with it. So I just kind of let it back down, and then I was able to get it, finagle it out of there. I tried to pull this exhaust manifold off, but I kept breaking the bolts, so I didn't want to deal with that. And I was also having a hard time getting to these lower ones with the oil filter on and everything else in the way, so I just decided to remove it all out. Didn't make too much of a mess, dropped some coolant and dirt. I kind of got everything cleaned up, and got the engine on this rolly cart, which I'm glad that I saved. I've had that a couple years, and now it's seemed to come in handy. I think next what I need to do though is get it rolled outside and get all the dirt and grease cleaned up, just so it's easier when I'm cutting everything up and then also fabricating. So yeah, I guess that might be the next thing. Alright, so now I got the truck back in, up on the jack stand dollies on all four of them. And what I want to do for the rest of the night is get all the suspension stuff out. So just undo the whatever they call them, the arms here, those rear ones, and then spring shocks, all that out. And then tomorrow I can start cutting into some other stuff. See if this thing will get this off. Now that actually worked, I just need a crescent wrench. What I need to get off next are these trailing arm bolts. Curious to see how rusted these are going to be on here. Not an easy spot to get those out of there. Don't worry, that's just my floor falling. Didn't need that anyways. All right, what size is this bolt? All right, 1 1/8 it is. Ooh, that ain't coming up there. Well, there we go. Gonna give it the old boot. So I'm not really sure what's gonna happen when I hit these bolts out. See what falls. The wrong side. Out. I think the spring and shock might be holding this up a little bit. right. There we go, starting to lower. Boom. There, cutters. There you go. Yesterday we left off getting the front suspension pieces removed, and then I got it cut up and put it into the back of the F350. Today, and to finish this video off, I want to remove the steering box and get the front cross member cut out, and then get a bar welded across here to keep the frame from moving. Also need to remove the master cylinder, and then this fuel line here. I don't know if there's fuel in there, to be honest, but I need to get that out of the way, and then the brake lines. The pressure washing yesterday didn't do too bad of a job. It's still kind of dirty, but all this stuff's getting removed, and then I can come back and clean it up with a wire wheel. So I just need to get this truck rolled back out, and yeah, I do push it against the wall every day so I can park the FJ80 in here, and then I shove everything back underneath and in the bed. So it's kind of a whole process, but keeps everything organized and out of the way. All right, I'm gonna get this line from the tank drained out. Hopefully my head doesn't start blocking that. And you can see pliers. Pretty sure I put like 3 gallons of gas in here a couple years ago. It's already starting to come out. I'll move the phone out of the way. Alrighty, I got the seats unbolted, or the seat unbolted. It's kind of a pain in the butt. It's disgusting in here. I should have pressure washed this before I brought it inside, but I'll do that after everything else. So I'm gonna get the seat pulled out, and then that line right there, top of the fuel tank, that's actually the feed line, so I'll get that removed so it stops draining, and try to get the tank pulled out of here as well. All right, see how this does. Whoa, hold dry. This fucking seat's gross. I think I'm gonna get it vacuumed up a little more, and then try removing the tank there. All right, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear me with the fan on, but seats out, tanks out. Wasn't too bad. Got it cleaned up. Looks like there's just a little bit of rust. The seam seal, they just filled this whole back hole with it. But it's not too bad. And then the floors underneath here aren't terrible. Great light. There we go. Floors under here aren't too bad. Just a little bit of stuff to clean up, and then yeah, rip the rest of this whole interior out later. Good. So I got a little distracted with the side quest of pulling that air tank out, or a gas tank out of the cabin seat. So now it's time to start cutting everything off. Got the plasma cutter here. I'm gonna plasma cut most everything off, then I'll come back and cut off wheel the rivets, then hammer those off. And then it should all be good to go. Alrighty, I got all the coil buckets off the sides. And now I just have to plasma cut this whole cross member out, and then I'll have to clean up inside of here and get all the welds cut up there. So on to that now. So I got the middle subframe portion out. I think all that took me about an hour to do. Now I just have to get the inner portions of the frame. There's some welds that I'll have to grind out. And then the driver's side had the extra reinforcement for the power steering, or not power steering, the steering box. So just lots of grinding and cutting and hammering everything away. Fun stuff. Alrighty, I got the truck pushed back over and my Land Cruiser pulled back in the garage. I was having problems with my phone dying, so I just kind of continued cutting everything as I could. But the whole front is off. I got the center section out and the parts that are welded inside the frame cut out as best possible. I'm going to do all of that off camera because it's kind of boring to watch, and then in the next video we'll work on getting the Crown Victoria subframe installed and then maybe see how low it can go. Anyways, thanks for watching, appreciate it. See you on the next one.